I'm going to show you our 6-step meta feedback loop that takes real lead data and feeds it back to Meta so the algorithm learns what a quality lead actually looks like. Most paper lead agencies have never seen this system or figured out how to implement it into their own business. And in today's video, I'm going to show you the exact software that we use for this and how it all works. And if you stick around to the end, I'll show you step by step how this works for a real life example. And the last step is really where the real leverage lives. So let's jump right into it. Here's a real problem. Meta doesn't know what a real good quality lead looks like. So when you get a lead and someone fills it out, they all look the same to Meta. And on your end, what's going to happen is you're going to get a bunch of low quality leads, return leads from your buyers that they're not actually accepting. So you have the wrong signals. So Meta starts optimizing for the wrong signals. It optimizes for people who are just filling out the form and not real leads that are getting accepted by your buyers. And I see this misconception with a lot of media buyers where they're getting this traffic, they're getting a low cost per lead, but the lead quality just isn't there. And it's because Meta is learning from the wrong signals. So what we implemented is this 6-step loop. The first step is the lead capture. So we capture the lead, whether that's an instant form, a web form, whatever that is, we capture that lead. Immediately, we score that lead based on their phone being valid, based on their email being valid, based on the questions they answered on the form, based on their IP address. All of these signals we're using to score the lead. Then we have the buyer portal. This part's important because you need a human in the loop to actually tell us which leads are converting and which leads are not qualified and why they're not qualified. So in the beginning, you can start off with something like a spreadsheet, like a Google Sheet. Give that to your buyer. They can add notes, update statuses. That'll get you part of the way there. The other part that makes this part really important is we have triggers set up to send meta CAPI events based on when a lead is converted and also when a lead is accepted. And at the end of this video, I'll show you step by step how that all looks and works, right? We also have AI insights. So we take why the leads aren't converting and why the leads are converting, and we give you those insights directly. And you're able to use AI to give you insights on why they're converting, why they're not converting, and what you should do to optimize your campaigns. And AI is the best at this. AI is really, really good at pattern recognition. Step 6 is we optimize the campaigns based on real cost per accepted lead and cost per conversions. Where instead of just optimizing on your cost per lead, we see which campaigns are having the highest acceptance rates and also the highest conversions. And this is a 6-step loop. So again, a recap: we capture the lead, we score the lead, we have a buyer portal that the client updates the status of the leads with notes. We send back meta CAPI events for accepted leads and converted leads. We have AI insights that tell us why leads are converting, why leads aren't converting, and we optimize the campaigns on real actual data, not just on cost per lead. So the first step is you capture the lead, right? So this part is simple, whether that's a form fill, whether that's a form fill on a landing page, a native form, whatever that is, capture the lead. Step 2 is we score the lead based on the form fields, based on their phone, their geo, their email being valid, all of that. We score the lead. We can also mark leads as rejected if they're a fake lead based on our AI lead system. Step 3, this part is really, really important, but you need a buyer portal where your buyer's sales team can update the lead status with notes, because this data is gold, right? So you could start off with a Google Sheet that will give you part of the way there. You need something that can automate sending those statuses back to Meta. Stage 4 is when we send the Meta CAPI event. So whether a lead was accepted, whether they're converted, we have to send that event back to Meta. We have to also make sure that we're saving the Facebook click ID. This is really important. Not that hard to do, but we make sure to save that Facebook click ID. And then we send those events back to Meta. And then Meta starts learning what a good lead looks like. And this part is huge, right? Whether the lead was accepted, contacted, qualified, converted, all of those signals we want to send back to Meta. And that makes our lead quality so much better because Meta now knows what a good lead actually looks like. And we can also send CAPI events back to Meta based on lead scores. With AI insights, we're able to see why leads are converting and also why they're not converting. Again, AI is the best at pattern recognition. So it takes all of this data, and it spots winning patterns on why leads convert and why leads don't convert, and it gives it to you. And I'll show you at the end how that looks. So again, to recap, we get the lead, we score the lead, the buyer updates the lead's outcome, and also leaves notes on why they're not qualified. CAPI fires events based on accepted and converted leads, and AI reads and analyzes the data to give you insights on what's working and what's not working. Stage 6. So this part's huge. At this point, the media buyer needs to look at true actual leads and accepted leads and converted leads and optimize based on that data instead of just optimizing on cost per lead. Because if you're getting a huge volume of leads, but those leads aren't being accepted, they're not being converted, your buyer is going to be upset and you're not going to retain those clients. Overall, with this system, you'll get less returns. You'll be able to charge more for your leads because they're higher quality, and your buyers will stay with you a lot longer. So to recap, you capture the lead, you score the lead, you have a buyer portal where your buyer is able to update the status and leave notes. We send back Meta CAPI events. We have AI insights to tell us what's working, what's not working, and we're able to optimize our campaigns on accepted leads and converted leads, not just on cost per lead. And here's how that all looks and works in a real life scenario. So we have a lead, we score the lead. So with our software lead Distro AI, we score the lead. So you can see here, this is the contact info. Here's the lead data. Based on all of these fields, we're able to score the leads, give these leads a score. We check their phone to make sure it's valid, check their email, check IP, check their browser, check their timing. If they're coming in at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 3 a.m., then could be a red flag. So we also capture that. And we score these leads. We give these leads a score. Then we have a buyer portal. So instead of giving our buyers a Google Sheet, they have their own dedicated portal where they can mark the leads as converted, not qualified. If they're not qualified, they can leave notes on those leads, and they can also ask for returns in here if they get a fake lead, which they shouldn't if you're filtering for that. Also, from this, when they mark a lead as converted, we send back the CAPI event. So you can see here, we have a Meta CAPI integration. Whenever a lead is converted, we send back this custom event. Whenever a lead is accepted, we send back this custom event. And then we have AI insights. So in here directly, it pulls all of the leads notes, their outcomes, their status, and it gives you all of these insights on why leads aren't qualified and why leads are converting. And it tells you exactly what you should be doing. Then this part is huge. And I haven't seen any other platform have the AI insights, have Meta CAPI, have AI lead scoring. So what we're able to do is we're able to optimize the campaigns, your meta campaigns. So you're pulling your meta ad data here. So you can see meta leads, meta cost per lead, meta spend, but then you can see actual cost per lead, accepted leads, accepted cost per lead, and your actual conversion data. So now you're able to optimize on which campaigns have a higher acceptance rate, higher profit, and also are actually bringing in leads that are converting. So you're able to optimize your campaigns correctly instead of just relying on cost per lead. And if you want the software to be able to make that all happen, it's called leaddistro.ai. You can start a 14-day free trial, sign up for yourself, and you can set up this exact same system that we're using to grow our agency, optimize our lead quality, and keep our buyers coming back. So you can sign up in leaddistro.ai. And this is the exact software we're using and the exact 6-step system that we're using for our own agency. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for the next one.